hate having the mic this close to my face because I feel like you can hear me breathing and it's too loud or something.
Well, don't breathe that loud. I hit record, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
You saw that?
Yeah,
I
I saw it.
I wasn't trying to sneak it in or anything.
You just sneak it in mid-conversation. Actually, it was silent before you started it.
Yes.
I was waiting for you.
Theoretically,
You
that's
take quite a bit of time
that's the
setting it
idea.
up.
Yeah.
It's been like 30 minutes. You couldn't figure out how to plug two mics in at the same time.
Well,
I'm throwing shade today.
you pretty much are. What's wrong with my my headphones? Maybe that's what my issue is.
Your headphones are white, your mic is white, and your chair is white. My headphones are black, my mic is black, and my chair is black.
That was the intention.
Why?
Just to be just to have everything that's coming out of our mouth be gray. Get it? Our last name, Gray.
I don't get it.
Black and white, you got different opinions. Oh my gosh. Well, so it's
We should call this the Shades of Grey podcast.
please,
The 50 Shades of Grey podcast.
or 2021 Shades of Gray.
What about just 2 Shades of Grey? Because there's two of us.
Because there's just that sounds good.
We forgot to introduce ourselves. It's been a minute and a half.
Oh, it has been. This is Sonny G.
I'm Chan the Man.
Jan the man. He is. It's official. I think it's sticking now.
Yeah, I don't even think about it anymore. It's
Yeah,
just there.
it's just it. So I'm gonna have to buy another domain, ain't I?
Yes.
Aren't I?
Ain't I?
Am I not? I don't. You know,
Am I not thou
to
buying another domain?
to have grown up speaking this language, sometimes I surprise even myself. And I need to quiet
What
my
language?
phone.
Pekingese?
Pekingese? That's what you speak. I don't speak.
I don't speak Pekingese. People around me speak Pekingese.
I'll give you that. You
Right.
you do pretty well. See, and he's
I do
doing
better
well
than you. I do
instead
be-
of good.
I do better than you do. Do.
Oh my
I always
God.
make that laugh
We are
that.
we're like little kids. So this is what I was thinking. So this is the first one of 2021. We
That's a
took
weird
last
thing.
Friday off because your older brother was in town.
Yes, he is. Or he
And
was.
That is a
He left today.
very rare occasion. Yeah, he did. He left to go back today.
Yeah.
He's in the Navy. We obviously were very proud. And I'm over, just so you know, if it crossed your mind, I'm over like the scared, terrified part. When he talked about joining up, it scared me. Well, this is what you do as a parent. Okay?
It didn't
you
scare
don't
me.
you don't well you don't get that.
I was
yet.
just like, hey, man, that's cool as hell.
well.
I mean, heck. Sorry.
It's
This is PG.
It is. It scared me. It made me proud and happy and all that too. But like it genuinely
Mhm.
terrified me. And then he put it in a good perspective for me at one point. He said,
Mhm.
"Dad, I will be the guy working on the ships when they're in the harbor."
Yeah, he's not going to see combat.
He said, "I'll never be out there."
They're not even
And I
going to
was
train him
like,
to do combat.
I think he had to shoot a pistol at some point.
Well, he had to shoot, I think, a pistol and a rifle, but that's about the only training he ever got. He doesn't get, like, hardcore stuff.
Well,
He doesn't even get to carry a gun on the ship. He's just chilling down in the reactor.
carries a wrench.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously what he does
bang.
is it's incredibly. It's not working. Bam.
Yeah.
I mean, please hear me.
Mhm.
I have massive respect and thankfulness for the guys who do carry the guns. He's actually, made mention of that too. How he's got lots of respect for them, and guys like him are also needed. His brains are being used more.
I've been
than his
thinking about
body.
joining the army, and Dawson's, like, one bit of advice that he told me was,
Yeah.
get a job that doesn't require physical strength and requires mental strength, because physical strength doesn't last forever. And I was like, yeah, but have you seen my mental strength?
You are a Gray. You are my son.
Yeah.
It's up there. It is up there. So I a little bit ago, thinking through this, it's always in the back of my mind. I really, this. I never stop thinking. It always.
It's a problem for us.
It's going. It's on and on and on. And sometimes will cause some anxiety
Mm-hmm.
and all those kinds of things. But but 2021 has to be better than 2020.
Yeah, the bar is set pretty low.
It's pretty daggone low
Mhm.
because. I
Like-
mean, of course, you've got the
Yeah, I
normal
mean,
stuff, COVID and all that stuff that happened in 2020. But I'm talking even on a personal level. There's
Yeah.
some personal things inside of me.
Yeah,
that,
the bar for 2021, if it was like one of those pole vaulters ones,
okay, yeah,
it would be, you could step over
you
it.
could step over.
Yeah,
it.
that's
a
how-
great
that's how
analogy.
small it is.
Oh my gosh, it's nothing but up,
Mhm.
and I don't know if there is a point to this week's.
Maybe a better
podcast.
point is that
There is no point.
oh, not that. It's just that maybe your mentality is kind of what sucks a lot. I mean, yeah, sure that this hasn't been a great year, but you can still have a good year and a terrible year as long as you keep doing things to improve yourself.
I think that's where I was heading with this, because I wanted to try to pick out get out of my head
Mhm.
those things that I could talk about, or at least remind myself, if this is nothing but a self-serving thing to do. I don't mean it for that purpose necessarily, but I do think our ramblings sometimes is just so people can get to know us and then appreciate what artwork does
Mhm.
come from us and the places that they come from. That, in the sense of 2020, was something that happened inside of me, with
Mhm.
me. Creatively speaking, I did more this year. When you're talking about number of paintings, number of art pieces, I did more this year than I had done collectively the last 5 years.
Dang.
And that was
He's
good for
flexing.
me. It felt like a
That's a big old flex.
It felt like it, but not like in a arrogant kind of way. I
Well,
still
that's what a flex is.
obviously I'm talking about it, saying
No, I'm
I'm
just
not
kidding.
being arrogant,
I'm just
but
kidding.
it is an arrogance.
I'm not to be arrogant, but I
Yeah,
paint quite a bit.
but I
more than you guys.
killed it. And it wasn't just, again, this is me talking to myself. It wasn't just little things that you could throw together in a day or two. We're talking some of these pieces I was doing 3 and 4 at a time, but would take a month.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to sit down and try to put the time spent on them end to end. And that was the way I enjoyed it the most. On our easel wall that we hang either already stretched canvases or not yet to be stretched,
Mhm.
or even any kind of background on them. Sometimes just literal cloth that's hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Starting from the actual priming all the way up. That felt good. I would break off, 3 or 4 pieces at a time and just move from one to the other. While one was, am I boring you?
No, I'm just tired.
While one
We're
was,
recording this at 10 at night.
yeah, it is late. While one is drying, I'm moving on to the next. That is, I got to tell you, thinking of where my mind was 365 days ago, from this exact moment, from this exact time, my mind is dramatically different than I thought it would be. I could name the things that I just knew were going to happen a year later, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to think about that. I'm grasping at the good stuff that did happen for me, and clasping to and latching myself onto those mental pieces, so that movement continues to happen, so they don't end up floating around.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked hard on the studio here to get the pieces to where we could do this right here in as professional but very genuine way as possible, a very professional way but a genuine way, so that we can enjoy it, and then at the same time so that it's appealing
Mm-hmm.
to people. I'm not sure you're supposed to talk about stuff like that. That's part of marketing. There's a lot of mind tricking, it feels like. I just don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like to play games.
I don't like the
I-
sales pitches and all that stuff.
I just prefer honesty.
I
and,
just want it real.
yeah, keep it real.
Just
Be re-
really
Or as your buddy Toby would say, be real.
be real.
He's
Yeah.
talking about the church world.
Toby has done that. He's had that phrase since high school.
Dang.
He has used that phrase since high school. I remember coming up with a logo for him. Oh my God, 30 years ago. It was crazy. It's evolved a little bit, but that is a good phrase to just to even knock it down even further from
real.
that is just to be.
Or be.
Just be. And I want to live in that moment. And I guess if there's an encouragement to anybody else out there, that let 2021 be that. If COVID has caused, other than the hysteria and the different ways of doing life, if it can cause anything at all in a real positive way, allow it to push you to just be. That means there are times, especially when you're quarantined and all that kind of stuff, well, what do you have to do?
Do you mean
There's
be
nothing
by
to do.
like just be you?
Just
Just be you.
exist in a way that is real and as genuine as you
Oh.
possibly can be within inside of you.
I was gonna
Don't-
say because like you don't want to just exist.
Just exist. No. Oh, absolutely not. In fact, the word live, everybody wants to live.
Yeah, that-
but when
that
we
kinda
use that
means-
word live, we want to live.
Mhm.
Like underline,
Yeah,
underscore,
'cause
bold.
if you just exist, you're like floating. You're just
yeah,
floating
very
through
much.
the air. Yeah, think of it like a balloon. You're just floating.
There's floating around.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's
And
inflated and it's
no
up there, but
direction,
eventually
just-
it comes down and,
Mhm.
and will pop. You know, I love my mom very much. I loved Grandma Faye. And she used to use this phrase, and given her circumstances, I understood what she meant, but I never, because she passed away so young and I was young, I never got to see her take the next step. But she used to talk about us being survivors. She was a single parent, raising 2 kids on one income, and that's why she did the band thing on the weekend. She got a little more money there, and oddly enough, on her way home from one of those is when she passed away, and dying doing what she loved. I guess, kind of, sort of. You could read it that way. But she used to talk about surviving, and she would pound that into our heads. Now, at the time, it would give encouragement because you just didn't feel like you could.
Yeah, but you think of it now and you're like,
Think
I
of
don't
it
wanna
now, I
just
go,
survive,
I
wanna
don't
thrive.
want to just survive. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the word. Thriving. I
I'm
never got to see her get to that
5
level.
steps ahead of you.
Oh,
No,
of
no, I'm
course.
just kidding.
I'm just trying to represent everybody else out here.
And you're
So that
trying
you
to
can connect.
catch them up.
so you could connect with the people, with us.
Yeah,
I
catch
I
them
never
up with our
got to see her.
intelligence. We talk about arrogant right
I
there.
That's what makes it funny, because it's so not us.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not how we talk. I never got to see her take that next step, but I believe I would have. And maybe inside of me, that's what I'm doing. I'm fulfilling that next step. And that is the direction. People do the whole new commitments. I'm going to start this. I'm going to stop that, and all that kind of
I
stuff.
don't like New Year's
I don't-
resolutions. They're kind of like wishes, stuff you wish would
there
happen.
you go.
But in reality, it's just not just what happens. You don't wish for something to happen. You want it to happen. You make it happen.
Make it happen.
That's how it works.
That's
So people are
where
like,
we're
oh,
at.
I want to lose weight in 2021 and stuff like that, and they say that every New Year, but it never happens. It's all about taking initiative and getting crap done.
I remember a year ago is whenever I had started losing weight, and it was because I physically felt bad every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, you were
And,
burping all the time, and
I-
these are like room clearing burps.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd hear it from all the way in the next room,
Well,
the other side of the house.
It was a stomach issue, and,
Yeah.
and it's still there because I think that's just
you
our
said
stomach.
that it's nothing compared to like what Grandma.
Oh
Faye
my
would do.
gosh, Mom! Well, I was so proud of her. I'd tell my buddies, "You got to hear my mom burping. Look at me funny."
You go,
She'd say,
no,
"Hush, son,
no,
hush.
Trust me, you gotta hear it.
You've got to
That's
hear
what
it."
you say.
Legend. Wait for it. Derry. I
wonder who said that.
I just
Definitely
remember
not something that could copyright us.
we could refer to other shows like a million times.
Yeah, we watch a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh, and enjoy it. We enjoy good artistry. But in that time when I didn't feel good, I had someone look at me and say, "Sonny, have you ever watched what you eat? Do you see what goes inside your
eating
body?"
Candy every day,
God.
every single Jelly Bellies,
so
all
much
that kind of
candy, and my family and friends give me that stuff whenever it's time for a holiday, and I love it, and I'll eat some, and then I'll start giving it away, like I can't do this because it's a weakness, and when I stopped doing the yucky thing and started focusing on the little things that wouldn't show immediate result, but after about 2 months, 3 months, I weight was being lost, and I physically changed my body.
I remember it just like one weekend you were, and then the next weekend you were like really skinny, and I was like, what happened?
Well,
that's kind of how it felt.
It was more than one weekend, I promise.
That's
but
how it felt.
It came fast because I focused on the good stuff. I ate a lot more protein and cut out a lot of sugar stuff and bread. And I lost down to a pant size that I was in when I was 25, and people look at me and make comments, and of course it makes you feel good, but really it was because
you don't do
inside
it
of me.
You don't do it for the praise from other people.
No,
you do it for yourself.
Because eventually that just doesn't work.
It doesn't affect you after a while.
To the point that you made a while ago, that was when I went past the I wish. I focused and made that happen for myself.
Yeah, it's all about mental strength. Mind over matter. You can do anything you set your mind to.
You really have to focus, and that is, to bring this all the way back around, that is 2021.
Yeah.
That is what I want to build on the stuff that I did do positive this year, and I want to look at my sons even and say, you yourself have done some, transforming. You do all these push-ups every day, and physically it encourages me, and
thank you.
It's a big
I wasn't fishing for that.
No, I know, but I did want to say that's something that on a connected level, you and I seem to be in a very similar place. You can feed off that connection, finding that connection. You're going to find it somewhere, and you're going to connect with somebody, something as well, but you will connect with somebody. That's the human soul. That's the human mind. That's the heart of man.
Actually, my plan is to live like a monk in a mountain.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I got
all kind of respect for them.
I want to live like Tommy Caldwell. He's just he literally lives in a log cabin outside of Yosemite, so he can rock climb on El Cap every day.
That's a whole other level. But you also know his buddies who he's connected with are who?
Alex Honnold.
There you go. He's got
Kevin Jorgensen.
He's got that connection, and his wife, his wonderful, supportive, incredible wife. And
his
kids,
ex-wife.
And you have to see that story, the Dawn Wall.
The Dawn Wall, you have to watch it.
You've got to watch it. Is it on
Netflix?
Netflix. Okay.
Netflix. Free Solo
is
on
Hulu.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Yes.
And it bounced from Hulu to or bounced from Netflix.
Alex Honnold and Tommy are good friends, and they both have these different documentaries about them. Honestly, I'm a bigger fan of the Dawn Wall. I just like Tommy better.
And even Tommy said to the point, I know we're taking off here a little bit, but Tommy even said that he wouldn't do the free soloing type of climbing because he doesn't. He would rather have a rope there.
Yeah, well,
he supported his buddy because he knew he'd do it anyway. He would feel guilty if something happened and he wasn't have tried to help and support him. That is a lesson in and of itself, where we are as people, we do our own thing, and I may not necessarily agree with how you're doing what you're doing, but you know what? I care for you enough. I'm going to connect with you.
Live your best life
and help. There you go. That's what 2021 has to be about.
Live your best life and
live it well. Move. That is the self proclamation that I'm making. There's my New Year's resolution. It really is to try to give as much opportunity as possible for people like the 3 or 4 that are listening to this, for people to connect with what artwork, with what creativity that I know has come from deep inside of me. Not try to sell for the sake of selling, but have something sitting in their house, sitting in their space, hanging, so that somebody looks at it and goes, damn, that's deep. That's really what it's all about for me. and move them in life, inspire. I realize in my life in the last 5-6 years have not been what nobody would plan to do.
Yeah.
What's happened inside of me in the last 5 years. Nobody chooses that stuff. Nobody. I don't care who you are. But
I don't care who you are.
But it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't necessarily make all the greatest decisions, but when I did make some consciously, I did the best I could at that time. And right now my sons are watching me get back up and continue to move. That, looking at them in their faces, that's inspiring. And continuing to move and learn how to move. That's the one thing. 2021, guys, we really are on the move. Keep a lookout. There's more and more pieces to the puzzle that you'll see on the website. And today, just kind of moved over. I'm gonna push my boundaries in the creativeness, the art, in the art sense. Different techniques, different styles, different things that will hone in what I do in the texture world. That's my drive, to feel the painting, not just feel it inside of your soul, but feel it with your fingers and touch it and go, wow, that's texture.
Yeah.
You look at it, every single person, when they finally gets to see it live and in person, goes, wow, can I touch it? And it makes me smile. I say, yes. Most of the time,
Actually,
you're told
no,
not to.
It's not dry yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to dry so I can add another layer.
As soon as it dries, you
don't touch it yet.
Not yet.
In an hour or so.
Yeah, give me a good hour, and then give me 24 for it to be solid. And no, because it's so thick. It takes a good hour, a good day.
Oh no! Don't wait an hour, because then they can bend it, and you don't want to bend the edges.
Speaking of sticking to your guns, well, that really, buddy, that really was the goal, and we did do this one fairly late at night. That wasn't on purpose. We try to hit this earlier.
Yeah, we try to do it around 8. But
yeah, so we can get back and
kind of just lag.
I can piddle with the saving and the converting and uploading while we watch a movie. It's always going, but I think we had a big week, spending a lot of time with Dawson, and it's been like that right there, that yawn. I think that's the cue right there. Maybe the relaxed vibe that you feel from us right here. I hope if there's any connectivity at all, that you'll be able to say, boy, those guys are real.
I wish we could turn the relaxed vibe up to 10, like in front of a fire and the bathrobes and shit like that, smoking a cigar.
You are you're a funny man. I'm going to show you something.
I wasn't being funny. I was being serious.
Yeah, I know. Keep talking. Keep talking. I'm going to show you something I found the other day on Disney+.
It's hard to just talk on command.
Talk. Say something.
No, I'm good.
I know what you're talking about, and I know the guys at Disney know what you're talking about. There is a movie. Wow, we really are just out there, aren't we?
Yeah, we're chilling today.
There is.
Well, what you're talking about?
There is. Where's it at? Continue watching.
He literally just pulled up Disney Plus and is looking for it.
I am.
Well, what are you looking? No, you just clicked on Dory.
No, watch. This will trip you out. There's a fireplace one too, but this one, all this is, it's like a big fish tank. Check that out. Isn't that cool? It's just a big fish tank on your TV screen. Dory's flying by. There's a fireplace one.
That's not Dory. That's
there.
That's not Dory either.
Well, she's coming. Okay. Hang on. She was there a second ago.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Oh my gosh. Well, there was a fireplace one too. I think from the Frozen show. Was there a fire in that movie? I didn't watch Frozen. I'm sorry. I never watched it.
The movie is the opposite of fire.
I know. You would think that the snow dude would melt.
No, she put.
But there's Dory.
There's Dory.
See,
She made magic so he'd always have his own snow cloud and keep him alive.
Is that for real?
Yeah, I watched it.
Huh.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Well, that's new.
I
All
mean,
right.
Dweeb.
This feels a little useless here at the end, but maybe that's just the vibe we're going for. We're just chilling and want you to get to know us. And as things happen in life, we'll just talk about them. All right. So I think I'm done.
Yeah, I have nothing else to talk about, I guess.
I'm all good. All right, people. We thank you again. We promise more to come. Peace and love.
Hit the sack.